Today we journey through one of the most dramatic and inspiring books of the Bible, the Book of Esther. It is a tale of courage, divine providence, and the unseen hand of God working through ordinary people. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Xerxes of Persia, he held a lavish banquet displaying his wealth and power. When he summoned Queen Vashti to come display her beauty and grandeur to his guests for entertainment, Queen Vashti refused. This led to her deposal. To replace her, a search was made for beautiful young women across the empire. Among them was Esther, a Jewish orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai. She was taken to the palace, and though she kept her Jewish identity secret, she found favor with everyone, including the king. Eventually, King Xerxes crowned Esther as queen. Esther chapter 2 verse 17. Meanwhile, Haman, an official elevated above all others, demanded that everyone bow to him. Mordecai refused, honoring only God. Enraged, Haman plotted not only against Mordecai, but against all Jews in the empire. He persuaded the king to issue a decree for their destruction, casting lots, also known as Purim, to determine the date. Esther chapter 3 verse 7. When Mordecai learned of this decree, he tore his clothes, fasted and mourned. He urged Esther to intercede with the king. Esther hesitated, knowing that approaching the king without invitation could mean death. Mordecai's words became the turning point. Who knows, but perhaps you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Esther chapter 4 verse 14. Esther replied with resolve, "Go, gather all the Jews, fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days. I will go to the king, even though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish." Esther chapter 4 verse 16. On the 3rd day, Esther dressed in royal robes and stood before the king. He extended his golden scepter, sparing her life. She invited the king and Haman to a banquet. At the second banquet, Esther revealed her identity and exposed Haman's plot. "We have been sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, killed, and annihilated." Esther chapter 7 verse 4. The king was enraged. Haman, who had built gallows to hang Mordecai, was executed on those very gallows. Esther pleaded again with the king, who issued a new decree allowing the Jews to defend themselves. On the appointed day, the Jews triumphed over their enemies. Mordecai was honored, and the festival of Purim was established to commemorate their deliverance. Esther chapter 9 verse 26. The book closes with Mordecai elevated to a position of power, second only to the king. Though God's name is never mentioned in the Book of Esther, His providence is evident throughout. In Esther's rise as queen, in the timing of events, and in the deliverance of His people. Esther's story is about courage, timing, and God's unseen hand. She risked her life to save her people, showing that faith often requires sacrifice. Mordecai's challenge, for such a time as this, reminds us that our positions, opportunities, and even struggles may be part of God's greater plan. Like Esther, we may face moments where silence feels safer, but God calls us to act, to speak, to stand for truth. Wherever you are, whatever influence you hold, trust that God has placed you there with purpose. And when fear whispers, let your faith rise. Courage in Christ will always lead to victory. Thank you for reflecting with me today. Until next time, keep walking in faith.